to the court.
I could get arrested?
Yes, it's up to the court.
Mr. Dent was struck, kicked, and tased while on the ground by what appeared to be a group of angry, anxious police officers.
This courtroom went silent when the judge started describing this Inkster police officer's crimes. Make sure you watch till the end, because the second judge explodes at the cop's lawyer. On January 28, 2015, ex-cop William Melendez's traffic stop of Floyd Dent went south really fast, all because of William's anger issues.
January 28, 2015, where his life changed forever. He was stopped by the defendant, a then Inkster police officer, and his partner, Officer Zelenowski. Mr. Dent was stopped for a minor traffic offense and ordered out of his vehicle. With his hands extended out of his driver's window, he was grabbed out, thrown to the ground, and struck 16 times in the head. He was thrown onto a window shield of a patrol car, bleeding profusely from a head injury. The responding police officers arrived as the defendant is wrestling the defendant to the ground. Mr. Dent was struck, kicked, and tased while on the ground by what appeared to be a group of angry, anxious police officers that celebrated after the defendant was beaten and cuffed.
She described it like the horror story it was. So many black people live their lives scared of police officers, and this judge was their voice.
The video in the car shows the police officers fist bumping as a celebratory act of bravery by the defendant and his cohorts. But the one image that struck out to the court was looking at Mr. Dent in his cell, shaking his head. In disbelief of what had occurred to him. What crime did I commit? Being a black man in a Cadillac, stopped for a minor traffic offense by a group of racist police officers looking to do it. As Police Officer John Zelenowski, auxiliary police officer, testified in court too, in his response to a text, was quoted as saying, "At least give me the satisfaction of knowing that you're out there beating up niggas right now. LOL."
What sucks is that the cops didn't care one bit. They were, in fact, enjoying the beatdown they were giving the poor man.
How does this happen? On January 28, 2015, you did not fulfill your job. You performed Just Us, a game that began with a police stop. The purpose of it was to harass and degrade a motorist in Inkster, the man chosen for your game. Let's follow a car in a known drug area, and based on your years of training experience, you knew that the motorist would likely be a black person, no license, armed with a gun or drugs in a vehicle. Upon stopping Mr. Dent, you knew, and upon stopping Mr. Dent, who was dead wrong for driving with no license or license suspended, running stop signs, and weaving in and out of the back street, which the court saw in the video. Upon being stopped, Mr. Dent put his hands out of the driver's window in plain view. Your partner and you pulled him out. When he didn't move fast enough for you, you refer to it as resisting. I call it bowing down to your command. You utilized your dirty, hairy tactics and used excessive force to arrest him. Your job was twofold: investigate the situation, be a positive example to Officer Zelenowski, kicking and tasing and ultimately throwing Mr. Dent into a windshield of a police car with a dash cam. which I refer to as the eye of justice. You were so into your bravado that you forgot the eye of justice was watching you and recording this disgusting beating, seeing Mr. Dent slammed into the window shield with blood running down his face.
The text messages showed clearly why these officers were just some racists with a badge.
The dash cam that was designed to protect you ended up being what convicted you. Fist busting after taking him down as a sign of bravery was just another cowardly act caught by the eye of justice. You knew better. You were better trained than any of those officers out there. You were more experienced. Took me several days to read the letters that people sent talking about your character, about the man that you are. 3 of those letters, I believe, were from African Americans, and one even professed to be like a mother. One or two things, either they're all racist, or there's something redeeming about you that somehow in some way you forgot that night. The way you denigrated that man was awful. Who would know and who would care about a lone black man being assaulted by upstanding police officers? Boy, were you wrong.
We need more judges like her in our country today. She fearlessly stated the obvious and courageously addressed all the issues that everyone else was avoiding.
At the station, the other eye of justice captured you and your posse making fun of Mr. Dent, mimicking him struggling while you all wiped the blood off your uniforms with disinfectant while he watched. Such an awesome, caring, properly trained police officer. You led your fellow officers down a path of cowardly behavior. But today you will pay for it. There's an old saying, it ain't no fun when the rabbit's got the gun. It's equally applicable when he has the video. The eye of justice in this case. You betrayed your city. You caused your lovely wife heartache. And you caused Mr. Dent severe anguish. And finally, in the words of Vicki Yost, your commander, accountability is required to ensure continued community trust and healing.
Finally, the judge gave her verdict.
But only you and God can change your character. I've had an opportunity to listen to both sides. And I had to say this because I didn't say this during the trial. But it was my privilege to be able to oversee this trial because I had great lawyers. And great lawyers make jobs real easy. I am going to commit you to the Michigan Department of Corrections. However, after weighing the allegations in this particular matter and looking at all the circumstances, including what you've done and who the person I really believe that you are, I'm going to commit you to the Michigan Department of Corrections as to count 1 for no less than 13 months, no more than 10 years. As to count 2, I'm going to give you 90 days credit for time served and close it out. The court's going to give you 85 days for credit. You have 42 days to appeal my decision. That concludes this matter. Thank you.
Although some might argue that the punishment was not enough, it's still a win that the officer had to serve time and that he won't be on the force afterwards. This next case made the judge so furious, he called the state's lawyer into his chambers to grill him personally.
He circled around me and did not give me his name or accept the department card. As he headed up the stairwell, I thought in the best of City Hall, I keep him around and prevent him from going upstairs. He kept coming toe-to-toe with me. I extended my arms to prevent him from going to the second floor. Okay.
So is what it is.
If that's, if you want to, yeah. Alright, do me a favor, we're not done yet. Sit. What's the pen? You got your pen?
Yeah.
Okay. Just, I'm going to submit a warrant. I'm going to review the camera footage. right?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get his statement, I got his statement, your statement, and the camera footage.
Yeah.
I'm gonna put that all in a report,
Yeah.
I'm gonna review it.
Yeah.
If I have probable cause to believe that your actions
Yeah.
rose to the level of, I would call it an assault, since luckily he admitted to me that he was not injured and he did not want medical attention.
Yeah.
Although
I'm injured, I mean,
an impairment of, well, injury,
Yeah.
according to definition, is impairment of physical condition. So I'm not gonna do it to you.
But I mean, I didn't,
But if
so I just, like,
I know it
yeah,
doesn't
it's-
matter. If you push somebody, I'm not gonna do it to you because I don't want to assault you, but
Yeah.
if you impaired somebody's
Well, it's
physical
nothing like
condition.
that. I just kind of put my hands up.
Well, okay, so, however, if I think it rose to the level of a discon,
Yeah.
I'll submit warrants, maybe even for both of you. If some of his language is to the point where it's
Yeah.
disruptive,
Yeah.
then I'll submit a warrant for both of you, and we'll see what and then it's up to
So
the
you're
court.
not gonna get arrested?
Yes, it's up to the court. You got physical with somebody that, for the most part, you really had no reason to be physical with.
I didn't want him
Because he
wasn't
was
going
filming.
upstairs.
I know, but for
Yeah.
what? For what? He's filming. What is he doing? Why can't he go upstairs? It's a public building. It's City Hall, for Christ's sake.
Like I said, if I was given those forms,
You know?
I've posted multiple audits of Sean on this channel, but this is what happens inside the courtroom.
After I had watched the library incident, I had seen on his channel that nearly every single one of those videos cast the police in a negative light. So I was fearful that regardless of what I did that day, right or wrong, the same would be done to me. Yes, it's exactly that.
Right. That didn't happen to you, right?
Oh, no, it did.
It did?
Yep.
Okay. And the incident at the library that you're talking about, the videos, you're talking about the videos involving, I think it's Tippets and Utter, and the statement that if he'd done something 20 years ago, he would have been dead in the back of some...
Objection is what?
20 years ago, that motherfucker would be dead. He fucking his teeth would be missing. I don't fucking do it.
I'd have removed his teeth. He would be dead.
This is not going to end well with you, you know that.
Okay, we'll see.
No, I'm telling you.
I can see it in your eyes.
The cop was worried that Sean's video would cast him in a bad light because he saw the people's opinion on another cop that made Sean's life hell. That cop gave death threats to Sean, so these two incidents had totally different levels of intensity.
Okay.
Sorry, but yes, I did not.
Objection.
Evidence, hearsay, outside scope of arrest.
Sustain. Keep going.
Okay. The incident at the library, were you familiar with what happened there?
Objection, same, all three grounds.
Keep her out of that objection.
There's been some discussion in the trial thus far about the incident. I'm going to ask this question.
And that involved Danbury police officer, right?
The incident, I'm sorry.
At the library, sir.
Yes, it did.
And you're familiar with the library incident, right?
Yes.
And are you familiar that Mr. Reyes made a complaint about Danbury police officers in that case?
Objection, relevance.
I want to allow it as...
At the time of this,
Okay, here's how it's going to work. He's going to ask a question.
Okay.
He may object. I will rule the objection. You don't answer until I rule the objection.
Got it.
It's just going to be easier for everybody. And that's partially on me because I talk. So let's try that again. Ask the question again, answer and see.
The state's lawyer's only attempt at a defense was interrupting the session and annoyingly objecting to everything.
You weren't threatened, sir, were you?
at what point?
At any point?
I was. I received a couple on my work voicemail, but I just didn't.
Did you put that in the police report somewhere?
Well, I'm certain after the fact.
Well, threats are important, aren't they?
It depends if you feel threatened or not, and I didn't feel threatened by them. I just deleted them. They were on my work voicemail.
So you didn't feel threatened about what people had said?
Correct.
Objection, pass the
I'll allow him to answer his question. Objection overruled.
It's a tough thing. I can threaten you right now. It all depends how you feel about it. I would hope that, you wouldn't feel threatened by me, but so at the time, I just deleted those messages. I don't remember if I felt threatened or not, but I didn't want to. I just deleted it. It was only a couple. It wasn't like the other people.
He talks a lot about threats, but didn't present any in court, tells you everything about the evidence they had, or lack thereof.
So that's sustained. That's not relevant. And I think the line of questioning, to warrant Mr. Reyes was for brutality, it wasn't just for the incident in the stairwell, right? You're juxtaposing his conduct in the stairwell with Mr. Janusz's conduct in the stairwell. That's what you're doing?
Well, something like that, but I know that we're here for this particular instance about the trespass and trying to focus on...
7/15/21 in total.
Correct.
Okay.
So when you talk about other police reports or other investigation, that wasn't in relation to the occurrences of July 15, 2021 that involved Mr. Reyes in the clerk's office, right?
I'm sorry, that was confusing.
So, sure, you said that the warrant that you did was after, and you had some time and you did some investigation, correct?
Yes.
But earlier you did say that you submitted a warrant for Mr. Reyes, correct?
Correct.
And the warrant that you're talking about, is that different from one that you prepared for somebody else after the 21st of July?
No, objection, relevance.
Approach. Off the record. Approach. I don't understand the question.
I don't understand it. I'm sorry. I'm trying
The question is, the objection is sustained. Anything you do, anything he does, is not relevant to that investigation that day. Be more specific.
Did any investigation that you undertook
With regard to
after July
Mr. Reyes?
15th pertaining to Mr. Reyes, was there any such investigation?
Any investigation that I partook after July 15th.
Correct.
Well, so I'll just give a little diatribe.
Please, I'm going to object to the form of your question. I don't understand it.
Okay, yes or no?
I don't understand. Are you asking me if, besides this investigation into this incident on July 15th, were there any other investigations into Mr. Reyes? Is that what you're asking?
Correct.
Can you answer that question? Besides the investigation for the conduct that day that we've all seen, besides that incident, did you undertake any other investigations regarding Mr. Reyes being the subject matter of this?
No.
There's your answer, Tracy.
So you didn't learn anything further about Mr. Reyes and his conduct on July 15th from a subsequent investigation?
After getting interrupted by the defense so many times, the judge lost it. He ordered both.
You weren't present in the clerk's office the afternoon of July 15th, 2021, correct?
Objection has to be answered.
Sustained. We've had that.
Did the warrant that you did for Mr. Reyes pertain to conduct that occurred on July 15th, 2021 in the town clerk's office in the afternoon, sir? Yes or no, if you can?
Statement objection.
No.
That's the answer.
Okay. We're taking a recess. Counsel in chambers now.
All rise. Court's now in recess.
The lawyers into his chambers, and we can faintly hear how his mood was. In the end, the judge sided with the state, and no real punishment was given to that officer. Racist cops like William from the first case still exist to this date. A similar incident happened in February this year. Check it out in this video.
After his violent arrest that you see here.
The violent arrest caught on camera in Florida. That was a case of police brutality.